Hello, and welcome to the second of a series of how-to videos for WinScore. In this video we will set up a monthly fun shoot with no squatting. Just keep it as simple as we can. So first we'll double click the WinScore icon to open the program. We want to continue with tournament scoring. Then we click File, and since we're beginning a new shoot, we click New, and we'll enter the name. Let's call it 1011 Fun, whatever you want to call it, and click OK to continue. And the only thing we can do here is go to Setup, so we'll go to Setup. There's a nice blank screen, so we want to add the first competition, so we'll click Add and then enter the file name. Enter the shoot name, which we're going to call Fun Shoot. Let's say that it's going to have 100 targets and one course. Current NSCA fees are $4 per 100. If you have state fees, then enter those here and enter a valid NSCA shoot number. This is a main type of CG, which one of them has to be main, and it's usually the first one. And then we'll continue with rotation and course setup. First we need to enter the course name, which is simply main. There are no starting times because it's not squatted, so we save and exit. And next we want to enter targets by station, so we click here. We're going to keep this simple. We're entering right from the scorecard, so we're going to say there's 10 stations and there's going to be 10 targets on each one. While we're here, we ought to enter the tiebreak stations that we want to use. I typically use them in order. I'm going to say there's 5 tiebreak stations. If you want to print the tiebreakers, you can do it right here and post it outside for the shooter's information so they know what they are. And we're through here, so save and exit. Now we want to add an event. So this is going to add the main event. We'll call it Fun Shoot Main. This is a main event by class, which is the default. It's reportable main event, which means we want to report any awards for this event to NSCA. It's scored by classes. The entry fee is net of target fees, so let's say our entry fee is $40. We have $4 in target fees, so we'll enter 36, and I enter it in both regular and advanced. If you have awards, then we go to HOA and awards. For a fun shoot, typically we wouldn't have anything out of class HOA runner-up. Let's say we're going to have class first and second. There's no money for these awards, and if there are any ties for class first, we want to shoot it off. And if we're class second, the tiebreakers will break any ties. So save and exit here and save. Typically we'd want to have some concurrent events. So right here is a handy button to add the standard concurrence. We'll click that and get a message that this option will add the 6 standard concurrent events as the next 6 events. Each will have a 0 entry fee and be set up for awards for champion and runner-up, and that ties for champion will shoot off. Continue, so we click OK. Now if you click the next button, you see that the next event is ladies. So let's look at this rascal. We click Edit. It's a concurrent event. It's reportable, which means we want to report any awards for this to NSCA. Concurrents are typically scored on raw score. There is no entry fee, and for awards we'll check that it's HOA, a concurrent champion, concurrent runner-up, and any ties for champion will shoot off. Ties for runner-up will be broken by the tiebreakers. Save here, save. Now we'll run through the concurrents. Next is sub-junior, then juniors, veterans, super veterans, and senior super veterans. Now if we want to have some options, there's a handy button here to add the 4 standard option events. which is an NSCA class option, an HOA option, the Lewis class, and a back to class option, each with a $10 entry fee and payout, and 3 classes or places as appropriate. So we click OK, and then if you click next, you'll see that we now have a class option. See, here's a class scored by classes, 3 places. Amount of entry for payout is $10. The entry fee is $10. Next is the HOA option, which is scored on raw score, 3 places, $10 and $10. Here's a Lewis class option, which is set for 3 classes, 3 places to pay, $10 payout and a $10 entry fee. And last is our back to class option, which varies the payout by the number of shooters in the class. So we're saying here that if we have 1 to 5 shooters, we're going to pay 1 money. If we have 6 to 10, we're going to pay 2 places. If we have 11 or more, we're going to pay 3 places. Payout per shooter is $10, and the entry fee is $10. You can also use this kind of option as a purse payback if you wish. Exit here and save, and that sets up the complete shoot. While we're here, we ought to enter the receipt header, which is this information is what prints on the header of any receipts or confirmations that you print. The competition name is already entered, Fun Shoot. The club name we'll say is our club. Well, if I could type. And the shoot dates is next Sunday, which is we'll say October 17th, and we'll make this October 17th. It's a 1-day shoot. Save, and you can also have the option to have a receipt footnote. This is just any miscellaneous information that you may want to communicate to the shooters, such as hot lunch on Sunday for only $7, or just anything you want to say to them. And that is basically it, my friends. So we click exit here and look for the entrance button, because that's next. See you there.